You are now watching 14A Sports on 15MOFE.com. Hey!
Oh, welcome back to the 14A Sports Radio Show.
Oh man, that was a good one.
I gotta give that an 8.
That was
a good one. All right, so joining us right now is writer for Rivals.com and Rutgers beat writer
and alumnus.
Everybody, welcome Matt Halak to the show. What's going on, Matt?
What's up, guys? Good to be back. Although it seems like every time I'm on here, it's because my alma mater did some dumb shit again.
Yeah, we got to smash Rutgers every time you come on.
Unbelievable. It's mine too, unfortunately. And they're just in shambles, man. One thing after the other. You know, you start with the Mike Rice thing. Fire to AD, which, you know, didn't deserve to be fired, in my opinion. You hire a new coach, Eddie Jordan, which wasn't a bad hire. But then he graduated from Rutgers. Or, I'm sorry, he said he graduated from Rutgers, which Rutgers says he did, and then it comes out that he actually didn't. And I loved his excuse. It was a great excuse. He goes, I attend the classes, I just didn't register. You know what's funny about that? I registered for the classes and never attended them when I went to Rutgers.
Yeah, exactly. Usually people do it that way.
Yeah, so that was interesting. And now we got this freaking AD situation. Unbelievable, man.
It's just I've never seen a department that just can't get out of its own way at any time. You know, it's just one bad thing after another. And somebody said the other day, I can't remember what media member it was, but they made a good point. Since the beginning of, December, the last 5 to 6 months, there's been 5 people from Rutgers in the news for controversies, and it's not even NCAA violations. They're not even doing like cool stuff like academic fraud or paying players.
Let's pay some big recruits and get some decent teams. We're in it for stupid stuff. You're absolutely right.
It's not even cool stuff. It's ridiculous.
I know. It's like they got Tony Soprano running the program over there, you know, beating everybody over the head when they're not supposed to be there. You know, all right, so Herman, she's at Rutgers for the time being. You know, do you see her staying there or what?
As of now, I do because, you know, like I said earlier when I was talking to you guys, you know, Chris Christie backed her up. Of course, Bob Barchi, the president, backed her up, and Christie in turn backed him up and then said, you know, that he has support, if he supports AD, I do. I'm not going to get involved. So unless some new stuff comes to light, or unless the pressure just is ending up a little bit more, I think she's going to. You know, I don't see her just leaving. I think she's going to stay. It's crazy, but it seems like she is.
Yeah, something interesting that I found out about that, you know, during the research. Now, there was a search firm out there that was hired.
And they paid a fortune for it.
Yeah, to find this new AD, right? So they got 45 names on the list. One of those names that was not on the list was Julie Herman. And apparently they found her by a search on Google. Any of this true?
I mean, I don't know. To me, it seems like they were like people that were kind of on the way. There are people who were supposed to be on the search committee that weren't really involved, and they said that the one woman that was chairwoman, she really pushed having a female AD, and she kind of pushed us through and everything like that, you know. So, I don't know. It just seems like basic stuff, like, you know, stuff that could easily be avoided, it hasn't been.
Mm-hmm.
It's the inmates are running the asylum. Borky has to go. We were talking off air. You said and I agree with you, he's only there because he has the finger on the pulse of the merger of the UMDJ and Rutgers, which who really cares about? Give me a good football team. Give me a decent basketball team. But I don't know if she's qualified or not. I guess she's qualified enough. You can't get someone scandal-free coming off a Mike Rice thing. You got 45 names on a list. You pay millions of dollars to get a search firm, and we're doing stuff on Google?
Oh, yeah.
What is going on here?
And wing volleyballs at their head. She just called them whores.
And
what girl doesn't get called a whore in her lifetime?
And alcoholics.
And you've never been called that.
My kind of girls. But that's beside the point.
That's basically like that's a typical Bayonne weekend for some girls.
Right.
Or drunk in a replay.
Oh well, we don't make those girls AD and Rutgers.
For some Bayonne girls.
No, but I agree with you. That search, you know, diversity is fine. Who cares? Women's movement, that's tremendous. But forced diversity is bananas. It is. And so they wanted a woman. They got a woman. So this is what we get now. You do a Google search on her, which I actually did. One of the first things, she was involved in that lawsuit against a woman that was her assistant coach that got pregnant. How did this not come to light? And if it did, how is this not taken into account coming off the Mike Rice scandal? It just, none of it makes sense.
You would think you'd be a little more careful. I guess not.
It just seems like that they were pretty much just looking. Everyone overlooked it to get this woman AD, and it seems like there was almost a kind of. According to one article, they said the two chair people wanted to get it done as quickly as possible. The woman was pushing this candidate. And the dude that was running it said, yeah, I got a flight to China on June 1st, so it has to be done by then. So, I mean,
well, you lose a day when you fly to China, right? So that makes sense.
That type of shit that happens sometimes.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It really is. It's discouraging. For Rutgers alumni like ourselves. What? There's no reason we should be an elite.
Well, it's entertaining for the rest of us.
I agree. It is, but we're a laughing stock. Rutgers. I've seen more Rutgers coverage in the last couple months than I ever have, and it's all negative though. I hope they say any press is good press because we're getting a shitload of it, and none of it is good. But it's unbelievable. I don't know.
Now, with Rutgers going into the Big Ten right now, this is another thing. This is obviously going to hurt recruiting. This is going to hurt everything. I mean,
you think it is?
Absolutely.
Matt, you think it's going to hurt recruiting?
No.
I don't know if it's going to affect the kids, so to speak.
Right.
The kids really don't think about a lot of this stuff. I mean, hell, Penn State had ex-coach raping kids, and they got one of the better recruiting classes in a while coming in. So, I mean, the athletes don't think about it.
I agree.
Where it might hurt them is the negative recruiting from other schools,
right,
and the constant questions they'll have to answer from parents.
Right.
Because, I mean, other than that, I don't see, it's not going to affect,
recruiting per se, getting athletes.
Some kid in Florida, man, I don't even know what the hell is going on right now,
Well, we hope so. Because they're the best players. You don't want anybody knowing what's going on. But let me ask you this.
No.
Say Julie Herman stays as the AD. What's her? Is she going to support the athletic program like Pernetti did? Is she going to be a huge proponent of it? Do you think if she keeps this job, which all indications are, it looks like that's where we're headed? Is she gonna be able to advance this athletic program? Do you think? What background do you have on her in terms of advancing these programs forward?
Well, she had a pretty good background in that type of stuff. Especially with Olympic sports, the problem is she going to be able to do that now that all this has come to light and she's caused such great embarrassment to the school?
Lost a little bit of credibility, maybe. Yeah.
A lot of these alums are going to be like, no, what the hell? Like, I'm not giving any money to the RAC project to this woman. I'm not doing anything like that.
Right.
Or I'm not going to, give money for some stadium, any type of stadium renovations or what have you. If they feel that's a major part. A lot of people have been talking about, and I said this in another interview today. Uniting Rutgers or getting people behind them. She's kind of got to have to really, she's been humbled and she's got to act humbled and really try to bring people together soon, or she's going to be, behind the 8 ball for a while.
Yeah.
And she might be fucked completely,
Yeah. To that end, I agree. She should appeal to people like myself and say, listen, we all want whores and alcohol. we should go for that. Sounds like a recruiting slogan to me.
I mean, she was probably in her mid-20s, around the age that, we all are now when that video came out. Who hasn't done stuff either professionally or personally or what have you at that age?
Put your hand down, Walsh.
Down the line. I mean, come on. I mean, but the problem is that she lied about it in the press conference and said, there was no video or nothing like that. And they didn't take this into account. That's where the problem is. Not so much what she did, it's how she reacted.
And the other thing is, too, the major problem is they're already coming off a scandal. She was hired coming off a scandal. I think it just compounds it. If this was just any regular AD search where, Mulcahy say, and I know it kind of got pushed out, but he resigns or whatever. Somebody retires, and then you do a search, and she comes up, and this comes up. You can kind of get around that a little bit. You have more wiggle room, more leverage. But now they're coming off a scandal where you fired a head basketball coach and the AD. You're paying them on the way out the door. And now you bring someone else with scandal-ridden. It's just the blind leading the blind. I think Dick Cody was right about that. I think they all need to go. Fire them all, start fresh.
That's probably your best bet.
You know what? I'm putting my application in.
There we go.
Yeah, why not?
Whores and alcoholics all over the place. I'm going back to college.
I can call people names.
14
I do it all the time.
14A Sports Show live from the rack with whores, alcoholics, and such. Oh, man.
What are your thoughts on whores and alcoholics? Actually, I'm very supportive of those. Especially people that are both.
Well, you're going to fit in well here.
This is a perfect place for you.
So you were on Louisville radio today, 7:90 a.m. How'd that go?
Nice.
It went pretty well. It was weird because the guy down there, she's, like a daughter of Louisville almost. So she's been there for the past 16 years. She's been, a major part of Louisville sports. So they really, had her back. So for them, it doesn't necessarily put them in the greatest of light either.
Right.
So, they were kind of really interested in what's going on and kind of what the reaction is. And I think the reaction of everybody is, can we just get this shit over with?
I completely agree. Completely agree.
So we just talk about, football, basketball, baseball, recruiting, wrestling, whatever.
I don't know
just
about
get
that.
all this nonsense over with. Like, it's crazy.
Let's talk about how bad Nova is. Jesus Christ. he might, last season, we're talking about Rutgers football, the quarterback now, he might have had the worst, stretch of 5 or 6 games in a row that I've ever seen a quarterback have. How brutal was he down the stretch at Rutgers?
He was as bad as I've seen him in his first 2 years. And
I played Madden blacked out quarterback better than he played real quarterback. I swear to God, he was god awful. God awful.
I've spoken to some people near the program who basically said, that was the worst they've ever seen him. But he came back in better shape this spring, and he did some more things.
Ready to compete in the Big Ten now?
I don't know. I mean, to tell you the truth, I don't know. I don't know if this program's ready to compete in the Big Ten.
I was just going to say, I don't think it's just sought the quarterback position. I agree.
I mean, you got to see. People forget Rutgers is losing 7 guys that were drafted in the NFL draft and a bunch of others that signed.
And 6 of them went to the Patriots.
Yes, pretty much all of them went to the Patriots, and they have 8 guys from Rutgers. It's a joke how many Patriot guys they have.
That's the end of Shiano's upperclassmen, right?
Belichick and Shiano are buddies pretty much. So.
Hey, guess who that number 2 team is to the Rutgers NFL? My Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, you got 8. The 8 from the New England Rutgers connection and 7 from the Tampa Bay Rutgers connection.
Well, the point is that they lost a lot of talent that could at least, sign with the NFL. And I agree with you. How good are they going to be next year, do you think?
I mean, I'll know, obviously, the more when I see them in training camp and see how they're really doing going into the season. I think that they'll be, a ball team again. 8. I'll say 7. I'll say 8-4. I'll say 8-4 again. Make a bowl. That might be a little conservative, but that's my prediction as of right now. The thing that's a little concerning to me is we need to see how these incoming freshmen this year, and then the class of kids that are going to be freshmen in 2014, how they fit into the Big Ten, because they got some nice players, but are they Big Ten level players? Because you're not competing in the Big East or the American Bubblefuck Conference or whatever it is now. You're competing in one of the top conferences in the country, and even though the Big Ten gets, knocked a little bit for some of its performances, you still got to play. I mean, Rutgers is a murderer's row division. They got to play Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Wisconsin, all of them.
You know what, though? I said this, and I have season tickets, but I'd rather get my ass kicked by Ohio State than beat Howard. You know what I mean? So I'm seriously, I'm looking forward to that. And, they're just going to have to, adjust with the, with the upgrading the program. They're going to have to adjust and, recruit better kids, I guess. Hopefully, anyway.
You would hope so, definitely.
All right. All right, Matt. Well, we thank you for your time. Always a pleasure coming on, and love to have you again soon.
Matty, hopefully next time we talk, it's not about a Rutgers scandal. Maybe it's just about Rutgers.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'll talk Rutgers, but hopefully it's something related to something actually going on the field.
I agree. Hey, how about I think it's 6-0 Mets, so eat that, baby.
Well, it's 8-1 right now.
Is it really?
Homer, so
who did?
No more updates the rest of tonight, all right?
No,
Brandon
keep it
Bosch.
coming. Oh, Bosch hit a homer.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's 8-1, and you tell me that the kid on the Yankees hit a home run? Come on, man, get out of town.
Thank you,
Get
man.
out of town.
Yankees still got a touchdown. There's still a touchdown behind. So
All right,
rough
awesome.
night.
All right, thanks for
Appreciate it,
coming
Matty.
on, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Be good.
Let's go!